It's a pleasure to follow the noble lady Baroness Pinnock and to commend the noble lady for introducing what I think is a really practical, sensible and necessary amendment to the bill. Before I get to that, I want to join the chorus and say very sincere thanks to the noble Lord Khan, who we in the Green Group, like others, have found were very approachable, extremely hard-working and certainly going to be very much missed, and I think I want to put that on the record. But this amendment, which aims to ensure that a planning authority maintaining a register of applications in its area where the Secretary of State has been made a determination over it, where there has been a political donation associated with it. As the noble lady Baroness Pinnock said, this might be called the generic amendment. And I'll just leave that there. Won't go back over that ground. But I will make a very serious point, and the noble lady Baroness Pinnock spoke about this safeguarding the planning process. And I think this is actually something more important and more central than that. This is safeguarding, or at least making a step towards restoring trust in the political process. And that is actually something that's far more important and far more crucial. And I don't think there's anyone in this chamber who would disagree that we have a huge problem with trust in politics. We have the politics that a few people pay for, and that's causing enormous damage. And this measure, modest as though it is, would be a step towards people feeling like they know what's happening. It might be, and I will remind noble lords that long ago in an elections bill I did actually put down an amendment to say that no one could donate more than £1,000 a year to a political party or campaign. I'd suggest we might have a quite different feel of politics if that had gone through, but given that it hasn't, and given that people do donate millions of pounds, hundreds of thousands of pounds to individual politicians and political parties, at least being able to see that transparency where people are making decisions that are then going to affect the income, the wealth of those people to massive, potentially, extents. Having that transparency is surely really crucial. And if it's not there in the register, or even if it is, there are going to be mutterings these days on social media. Nothing will be secret. And indeed, lots of things that may not be true will be claimed on social media anyway. So what I would also say is that this amendment is a real protection for, indeed, the Secretary of State. Because if claims are made of what's happening behind the scenes, what's been suggested, people with anonymous media accounts making all sorts of claims, if there's a formal register, that's the truth, that's something that can be tested against, it would actually be a real protection for politicians as well. We have huge problems with our political system. This is a small step towards tackling some of them.